y'all, this is Jessica with Freedom Canine Training. I wanted to share this video with you because I've had quite a few people chat with me about their dogs escaping the crates or pushing against some of the wire crates. And sometimes we'll talk about maybe transitioning into a heavier dutier crate. But before that, one thing you can try that's quite a bit more budget friendly is just to reinforce the crate that you have. So very commonly people are using wire crates. And the easiest thing to do is to grab some zip ties. Get a bag of zip ties and reinforce the entire crate, all the walls, all the corners with those zip ties. So the first thing that I start with is I will start with every single corner will get 3 zip ties. Again, just to reinforce those corners, because dogs, when they have nothing else to do or they are that determined or that sure that they either can get out or they have to get out, they will spend the time to find the weak spot, and they will focus all of their efforts on that. So we want to make sure that there are no weak spots or as few weak spots as possible. So again, I will start with the corners and I will put 1 on each side, and then I will start going around really mainly in between the hooks. I'll start there, and then the next thing that I will do is I will actually start pulling on the crate as you see me doing here to find where it's going to move. Again, the slightest movement, y'all would be amazed at what dogs will do, again, to get what they want, or if they feel they have to. They're like, I've got to escape, I got to get out, or I really want to. And so they will focus a ton of energy on that. They'll focus their efforts on that. So we want to make sure that we are testing this out and figuring out where the weak spots may be. This dog that I have coming in, she has never escaped a crate before, but she is a bite risk. She's bitten a few humans. She's tried to bite me a couple of times. So I went ahead and I zip tied the crate again because I want her to be nice and secure. But for a dog, you'll see that, you know, I do put quite a few zip ties around here. For a dog that has escaped, I will probably double or triple that. I will use way more than I think I need, because I definitely want the dog to not be able to escape. The last thing that I will do is, so the door can also be a weak spot. So the next thing that I will do is I have these snap hooks, or bolt snap hooks is what they're called. If you look up a snap hook, it's going to come up with a carabiner. These are bolt snap hooks. If I remember the size correctly, they are 4 and I think 9/16 or 5/16. I apologize if I'm getting that wrong, but they're a little more than 4 inches long, and I'll try to link that below. I get them from Lowe's. I'm sure you can get them from your local hardware store. But I get these guys, doesn't matter if they're double on the end. The biggest thing that you need is to make sure that this part is wide enough to go over both the door and the crate itself. So again, for dogs that have escaped, I will put 1 to reinforce the front of the door on each corner. I will also, again, for dogs that have escaped, let me grab some more. I will actually put more, maybe even 3 across the top here. Again, we've got to make sure you can see, hopefully, that this still moves. So I want to make sure this dog is not able to get out. Hopefully you can see the bottom here. It is moving quite a bit. So I will put a whole bunch in here. Okay, and so now it's moving even less. And even if they were to start to bend this, it's not going to go very far. For dogs that haven't escaped, so the ladybug that's coming in, she hasn't escaped, so I'll probably, because this bottom piece seems to be a little bit weak, I will not put them on the top. And it does get kind of snug to take off. Unless I see her starting to move this or push at the door, I will probably stick with the 3 on the side and the 1 on the bottom. And if she proves to be able to calm down a little bit, I might start removing these and just using the regular latches. But these are really good ideas for you to start with. Again, relatively budget friendly. They're easy to procure, not hard to find. You can get them at the hardware store. You can buy them on Amazon. Again, with the bolt snaps, you just want to make sure you get the right size, because if you get too small of a size, they won't fit around both. You've got a little bit of a space here, both the door and the crate. But these are really good ideas to be able to reinforce this crate. One last reinforcement tip that I have is most of these dogs that I see have destroyed the plastic tray in the crate. So The reason for that is because they focus their efforts. They might start grabbing at it. They think they're digging. As soon as it starts to flex and move, they're going to continue to try to rip it up so they can dig out. In this crate specifically, I have a Primo pad. Primo pads are not indestructible. I know that there are some companies out there that are offering, Luna I think is getting ready to come in here and offer her services to check out my work. So you'll see her probably going in and out of the crate. She just likes to check it all out every time I bring a crate in here. But Primo pads, and again, there's another company out there. I think they might even guarantee it, which is nice. But I've seen all of them destroyed by dogs. So what I personally would invest in, if you know that your dog is digging and they've broken the tray, I would actually go to your local, we have Tractor Supply here, so a farm equipment or livestock store. I don't know what else to call it, I apologize, but again, we have a Tractor Supply. They have stall mats. So stall mats are, I think they're about 1/2 inch thick, but they're super dense rubber, okay? So they're designed, of course, to provide a little bit of cushion for, 1,000-pound animals. You can get them relatively inexpensive. I think I looked one up recently. They were only about 35 bucks. They come in like a 3 foot by 4 foot. So if you have a smaller crate, you will need to cut it to size. You definitely want it to be nice and snug. So you don't want to cut it too small. You want it to really go up to the edges of your crate. Primo pad does a really amazing job with that, but again, this is a bit softer, and if your dog focuses their energy on it, their efforts on it, then they'll be able to kind of dig up the corners and start destroying it. Stall mats are much more durable and dense, and your dog will have a more difficult time digging that up and destroying it. It is going to be, because it's so dense, it's going to be less comfortable than a cushy bed or even the Primo pads or a cot, but it will still, because it's rubber, will offer some cushion, better cushion than the plastic tray. The other thing that happens here too is that if you fit it correctly, it will also, because it's so strong, it's going to reinforce the crate even more. So it's going to give it a stronger base, which is really nice. So hopefully that was helpful, y'all. If y'all have any questions for me, please reach out and let me know, and I will see y'all later.